So recently I posted up a video about how I tune my Kitefoil bar, how I use a lot more rear-line tension to get my kite to drift back into the wind window when I'm going downwind on swells, so I don't need to loop the kite and I can keep it drifting backwards downwind with me. These videos kind of gained a lot of attention, and as you would imagine, quite a few people were pretty curious and were asking me, could I make a video with the kite in the shot so they could see better what I was talking about, how this kind of backline tension would help the kite drift backwards. Of course, there was also a few people who just completely denied that what I was talking about had any effect at all, and what I was telling to people to do was stupid and dangerous, and if people set up their bar like this, their kite wasn't going to fly properly, blah blah blah. Now, I'm not saying what I'm doing here is the only way you can kitefoil or the only solution to going downwind on a swell, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't really know a better way to do this. If you've got a better way to do it and you can replicate what I'm doing in the video here, post a video up for everyone. Help us all out. Let's grow this community. Let's get people kitefoiling and, riding more of a surf style kitefoil setup and just having fun on the water, because that's really what it's all about. That's why I'm posting up this video, so you guys can get my information, the things that I've learned along the way to make this work better. So I'm going to play the video and kind of talk you through what I'm doing in the video and how this rear line tension really helps the kite drift backwards with me when I'm going downwind. I recently got a 360 camera so you can see better what the kite's doing. As you can see here, I'm kind of going across the wind and then I start bearing downwind just slightly. And watch, as I'm going downwind, I'm really sheeting in on the bar, and that's getting that kite to go backwards. You can see the kite here, you'll see it drifting back into the frame. There, drifting back into the frame. All these turns that I'm doing on these swells, I'm actually going downwind. I know a 360 camera is maybe not the best to show this. Sometimes I'm even turning back the other direction. Like there, I was actually going the other way for a bit. Having your kite facing up a little bit also helps with this, because it tends to stall backwards and down through the window, and then it gets deep into the window again. And that's really what you want to do. You want to dive it deep backwards into the window. You can see it doing it there again. As you see there, I went too far towards the kite with a lull in the wind, so I got a lot of slack. Even though the kite was going backwards through the window, it got slack. But because it was so deep and it was falling backwards, it could still regain and shoot back up again. Here I'm turning around and heading back upwind, and you will see how much of an upwind tack I'm on now compared to where I was going downwind. Now I'm just turning back onto another little swell. This is the same technique I use pretty much in all the conditions. If the waves are big, if they're small, you really need to be able to pull in that rear line tension to get that kite to stall backwards. And the smaller kite you're riding, the more that this really matters, I think. That's my opinion anyway. I find if I'm on a 3 meter kite, then I really need to be able to stall it back into the wind, more so than this 5 meter kite. You always feel out of control if you don't have enough rear line tension, because you just can't bring the kite stalled back into the window enough unless you loop. And looping just creates excessive power and just makes your positioning all off. You can't focus on your turns or focus on what's happening next on the swell if you're constantly looping a kite either direction. Sometimes, sure, you might need to loop the kite when it's falling and you want to regain quickly. There might be instances where you loop the kite, or even you just might be a bit underpowered, or it just might be the situation where a loop really makes sense. I'm not saying never to loop the kite. I'm just saying in general, I think steering away from looping the kite and trying to get your kite to stall back like I'm doing in this video is really how you're going to ride the swells better, and how you're going to go downwind on swells with bigger foils and smaller kites. I hope this video helped you. I hope you get out there and push your level, try some new stuff, go kitefoiling. Cheers.